Okay, hey, how are you doing? Thank you for joining me today. My name is Precious Rutlin. I am a hair consultant and I help women of color how to grow and restore their hair using holistic remedies so that they can wear their natural hair proudly. And the question came up from one of my clients about steroid injections. And so I wanted to go ahead and put this question out there because I know that if she had this question, then there may be others that would have this question. And so I really wanted to go ahead and put this training together for you. So I titled it, 3 things that you need to consider uh, about, or 3 things you need to know about corticosteroid hair treatments. And so, number one is that I really want you to understand the purpose behind corticosteroids. So, the steroids, corticosteroids, the purpose of them is to help you to reduce inflammation. That's number one. And then it's also to help to suppress your immune system. So keep in mind that corticosteroids, they're a man-made drug and it's known to mimic the hormones that's in your body. And so it's made, cortisol is made by our body and it's made by our adrenal glands. Now, the cortisol that our bodies makes, that's used to help to regulate our metabolism as well as our immune system. And so when you have the excessive dose of the cortisol going into your scalp, that is where it's supposed to be going to help to target the inflammation and help to reduce the inflammation so it can slow it down so your hair follicles can grow. So that's number one. Make sure that you understand what the purpose of the corticosteroids are to do. And then number two, the steroids, they come in 2 forms. The common form is the injections, and then you have the topicals. Now, the injections, they're normally given every 4 to 6 weeks. They're administered by your dermatologist, and it's going to be based on what you guys agree, whatever your treatment plan is that you decided to do with your dermatologist. Now, the injections, they don't prevent new hair loss from forming. So that's the downfall of it. And again, the injections, they're just there to help to keep the tissue damage that's being caused by the inflammation. It's just, again, it's there to suppress it and cause it to slow down. Now, with the injections, you need to be mindful and be careful because if you use the steroid injections over a long period of time, then you can run the risk of, it's called follicular degeneration. And for those that don't know, it's just another term for scarring alopecia. So I know the longer that you use it and the longer that you're on it, if it seems like you've been on these injections for years and it seems like your hair conditioning is getting worse, your hair doesn't seem to be growing, or you may see some sprouts but then you don't see it and just start playing mind tricks on you, that could be because there's still active inflammation within your scalp or within that area where you're having the hair loss. So as long as there's inflammation in that scalp and it's not under control, then you're going to continue to experience the hair loss, and it's going to continue to spread. And it's just a vicious cycle. And the reason that you're losing that hair is because, again, the inflammation is still there. And so what the inflammation is doing is that it's slowly tearing away at the hair follicles, at the hair tissues. And so that's why it's continuing to, the peach fuzz, continuing to digress and go slow. And so now I want to talk on the flip side, because I said there were 2 types of corticosteroids. So you have, again, the injections that we just talked about, but now I want to flip and talk about the topical steroids. Now, the topical steroids is less invasive, of course, and it comes in different brands, different strengths, different forms, and come in lotions, creams, ointments, even a foam, I believe. But now there have been studies to show that when you use the topical corticosteroids, you do see hair growth, or you can see hair growth. I don't want to put that out there, but you can, because some people may not. It just depends on the situation. So I'm gonna take that back and say you can see, new hair growth. And then number 3, I want you to be mindful, because you always, no matter what kind of form of treatment that you do, I want you to always pay attention to, I guess, the cause and effect, or what it's going to have on your body. So anything that we do, that's just being mindful. So now, if you use the injections, of course, it's going to be by a needle. Now, I have never personally did the injections, but I have heard of people using them, and I heard that it's painful because it's a needle, it's going in your scalp, and of course, again, as I mentioned earlier, if you have to use it over a long period of time, again, you're going to run the risk of like a little depression, from the needle always pricking and going into your skin. And so it's kind of like it'll sink a little bit. You know how sometimes you'll have people and they'll have like little dents in their hair, but that's just what I heard. That's just what I've heard from people on those treatments when they decide to do the injections. Now, the topical, now again, I wouldn't say the downside, but the limited, I like that word. The limited side is that it just doesn't, like, it does its job, but you're limited to, because it depends on how much it's going to absorb and get down into your skin. So that's the only drawback. But at least with this, it's not invasive, and it won't, again, affect your scalp. So now those are the 3 things that I need you to really consider, about the corticosteroids, or just injections, period, if you're going to decide to do those with your hair. And then I just want to also throw in my tidbit and give you a 4th bonus. And really what I want you to do is just focus on the hair that is still growing. I know it's easy to get caught up in the part of your hair that's coming out, and I get it, because our hair is our identity. I've even had hair loss on a few occasions, and of course I caused them, so it wasn't nobody else to blame but myself, just doing different things with my hair and tight hair weaves and things. But I got all over that and got myself together. So luckily I was blessed to restore it. And so that's where I got to today, and how I'm coming back to really help the women, help to restore their hair, showing them what to do, because it's going to take an internal thing to really help to get your body on track again, to help reduce any inflammation that's going on. It takes both topical and internal, so it's going to have to heal inside out. But I really wanted you to focus on the hair that is growing, doing what you can to restore and nurture that hair, restore and nurture what you do have. And so with that, I know that hair loss is a sensitive topic, and then there may be other questions that you may have. And so I definitely want to invite you to join my private community. And, we talk about issues that are related to Black women's hair. And then also we talk about, as well as what you can do as far as hair growth. And I know since it's a sensitive topic, I won't ask you to leave a comment or anything, but you can. But send me an email at admin@preciousrutlinconsulting.com. And then that way we can send you a link to join our community, and we can continue the conversation over there. So that's all that I have right now. I got to get going. I got another appointment, but I wanted to come on and really talk to you and just break that down for you really quick about, steroid injection. And if you're considering it, these are the things that you need to consider before getting those treatments. All right, you guys, take care.